See, that doesn't make sense. Because who's Pepe Silvia? Because Pepe Silvia is around, right? He's over here, and there's a silo here and a silo here. I think it's the silos that are the important part. Hey, welcome to the wonderful Teach for Silos. Except, we don't know how to play silos. I think we need someone very influential to help us learn how to play. Because I think this is the key to everything that's going wrong in our wonderful little town here. The cows are missing. The people are missing. And more importantly, the cows are missing. Yes, that's right, cows are much more important than people in this town. But we can't figure out how to play. If only just some average, standard, everyday person would come down and teach us. I'm an average person. You're in. Okay. Come on over here. Okay, I've watched a lot of human how to play videos. Sorry. Something in my throat.
Oh, do you want some water?
No thanks, I can't touch that. But I know the perfect way to teach the game. So you start with the goal, and the goal of the game is to win.
That's like every goal.
That's...
For like every game ever.
They always say that. Okay. Well, how you win is you get 5 of these emblems. Now, Sal, this is in a regular length game. You can also play a shorter game and only get 4 of them. How you get these emblems is you collect every single type of human. As we all know, there's only 4 types of humans in the world. Once you collect those 4, you can turn them in for an emblem. Get 4 in a short game or 5 in a long game, and you have won silos. So what is this game? Well, this game is area control, area majority. I know those two get interchanged, and it's kind of a mix in this game. So every player in the game will have these workers. And these workers are definitely totally humans and not aliens stacked up like kids trying to see a movie. So players will have these... Oh, sorry about that. Didn't mean to mess up the game box. But that helps, because look, now we can see the full board in all of its wonderful glory. As you can see, there's various spots on the board around this lovely, lovely town, like the bus station or the sheriff's office. And players, at the very start of the game, will be seating the board with their little dudes. So maybe you place there, maybe someone goes there, maybe someone else. Let's do a 3-player game! Goes there, and you'll slowly be setting up the board with all of your little people. What's very interesting is everyone is worth 1 influence, except at the start of the game, every player has an alien that has a little hat on it, which I'm kind of blanking on what this does. Oh no, what does this do? This guy doesn't know what he's doing. He's knocking stuff over. I think we need to find someone else. Hey, is anybody out there that has like maybe 1.5 times more influence, knowledge, just overall better person? Like 1.5 times perfectly better of a person than this guy? This absolute buffoon? Yeah, I got you. Perfect, you're in. So like that bozo was trying to say, in addition to everyone having normal workers, players also start the game with a cowboy worker, which is 1.5 times influence than any other worker. So as you can see here, orange has 1 influence in the sheriff's office, but rightfully so. This yellow dude has 1.5 amount of influence in the sheriff's office. Again, this is an area control, area majority game. It's all about controlling different areas. So after players have placed around the board all of their pieces, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of how this game plays. Turns and silos are as simple as a horse and the hay in the field, in the barn. You have 2 things on your turn. You have a movement and then a card action. The movement is even optional. You don't even have to do it. But how movement works is you may move your aliens, people, as much as 2 whole movements on your turn. So let's say I'm the yellow player. I can take this little doodad and I can move 1, 2, or I can split it up and I can go 1 and 1. You can break it up however you want, or I could have just done 1. And also, you have to follow these lines. You can't just jump all the way over here. So that's just movement. You may do it up to 2, same piece, you can split it out, or you can forego it. After any possible movement, then players are always going to activate a card. They have personal cards, which I'll explain in a little bit, but for the most part, players are going to be activating from this public deck of cards. This deck is made up of 4 different types of cards, and you can actually see them around the board. There's UFO advance cards. There's 5 of them, in fact, in the deck. And then there's 3 other types, which we will explain. Let's just cover the UFO advance. UFO advance has to do with that little pawn of the game. This big, chunky abduction pawn. Wherever it is, it will move once, and then it will do kind of an area control and see who's winning, and then award a person or a cow. And this is, again, 3-player and 4-player rules. At 2 players, there's a little bit of a difference. But back to 3 and 4. You're going to look at who has the majority here. So blue has 2, yellow has 1, but orange has 1.5, because, again, these mean something, people. So you will see who has the most. They are going to get the cow, because the cow is a wild resource, so this is going to go to the blue player. And then the second most is going to get the human here. You would reach in his bag afterward, repopulate it with a random human, grab another cow, put it there, and that was one player's turn. Let's cover what a tie will look like. Let's say this blue person was over here. Notice now the Cowboys 1.5, so they are now winning. Interesting. But second place is tied for blue and yellow. They both have 1 apiece. If that happens, you would just come over here and look at the town hall and see, oh, blue is above yellow, so blue would win any tie breaks in that case. So then blue would actually win the person in that example. Now let's cover the next most populated card in the deck. Up here, it is the marked specimen card. As you can see, there's a person there. We have been talking a lot about the people in this game, but how do they get out? How do they populate the board? Well, we showed one of them where, you know, a giant spaceship will come down and it will slurp people up like it is 7-Eleven day. But how do they work over here? As you can see, every space has little population zones. Boop, boop, boop. These are called focus groups. And how it works is players will be putting that color in that area. So notice this is green. It can't go here because this is for beige color and white. So that could go there, but the green could not. So what marked specimen does is it will start with the player whose turn it is, and it says each player must draw 1 human from the bag and place it in a corresponding focus group of their choice. So let's say I was the blue player. I would reach in, I find a white, so now I can place this anywhere. Perfect. Maybe I place it here, just because that is on camera. That's my favorite spot, on camera. But say next person draws and they draw a beige, they could place it on maybe this space over here, this beige, or this beige. And why they would want to place it on this beige is because once an area has 3 in it, we're going to do a focus group mind control event. And what happens is you're going to see who's winning in the area. So this is the yellow player because it's 1.5 to 1-1 again. And then they're going to take 2 of them, and then the person who gets second is going to take 1 of them. And that's how you start collecting humans, to start getting emblems, to start winning the game. Now it's all making sense. So as every human knows, a square has 4 sides. We've talked about 2 of them, but over here and over here have yet to be discussed. We've saved them for last because they have to do with the powers on the locations on the board. So just looking at this one over here, it's 1 power. It says each player exerts the power event in one of the locations in which they have the most influence. So starting with the person that activated it, they are going to choose one of the locations that they have the most influence on and activate that location's power. So let's say it started with the orange player. They're the one who flipped up this card. You know, you put it over here, and they have control over the church. They have control over the sheriff's office and the university. Say they choose the church. This one lets you steal a meeple from someone or from a spot on the board. Maybe they take this green one into their area. Next, it would go clockwise. So let's say it's the yellow person's turn and they have control over the shopping mall And that's it. So maybe they would they would definitely do the shopping mall. And the shopping mall action is start placing meeples until you have a mind control event, which we'll talk about later. But what's interesting is, let's say they were maybe over here and yellow didn't have any control anywhere on the board, you know, because they're lowest, so they lose every single tie. They would just be skipped. Ouch. But, so yellow does the shopping mall action, and then finally blue, maybe blue does the, do they have not control? Over here, maybe they do the bus station. After that, everyone's done one power. It will then go to the next player's turn. Last thing to explain is the very last spot. Can you guess what it is? Did you guess all powers? That's right. Insane. The power events of every place happens. So it starts with town hall, and it will just go up. So then sheriff's office, university, shopping mall, news station, church, and then finally the bus station. And note, the player that has the control of that area will exert it. So even though it could be blue's turn that drew all powers, everyone will be doing stuff on blue's turn, because since it's all powers, it's going to go through every single location and activate it for the person who has the most influence there. So we've talked about the cards, this public deck of cards that players will be flipping and using on their turn. But what if you don't want to do a top deck action and flip to the wheel of luck, and you want a little bit more control in what you do after you move your little dudes? Well, that's where players' own special cards will come in handy. Each player has 3 cards that are all the same, and they're one-time use. So once they use them on their turn, they flip them over for the rest of the game. So again, on your turn, you may optionally move, or afterward, you can choose to top deck from the common pool deck, or use one of your 3 personal cards. And these are not only great because you know what's going to happen, you know what you're doing on your turn, as opposed to something, again, top deck, which top deck, you can infer what's going to happen, especially from what's come out. But don't you want to know exactly what you're doing? This is what you want. So here we are. You have human confluence. You draw 4 humans from the bag, and you place them one at a time to the corresponding groups. So a lot of control. You see kind of what's happening. You can trigger certain mind control events specifically with that one. Then you have your powers. So remember, all powers was everyone doing stuff? Why don't you just trigger only the ones you control? Perfect. And then last but not least, UFO sightings. So you can advance the UFO. Maybe it's primed, ready to help you out. Or you can reposition any of your alien figures. Move everything around on the map exactly to how you want it. No more top decking for you. Also, I should say, once the deck runs out, when you top deck, you actually just shuffle and you redo it. So that's like an endless mill until people are done with the game. But again, these powers are one and done, baby. So we've talked a lot about the cards in the game. What about the spaces, huh? What do those do? Well, there are a variety of options that you can use to change what a spot does. We are going to be covering the basic ones right now. Let's start with the first one, the town hall. As you can see, number 0. What this does is you currently reevaluate the tiebreaker, and it depends on who's in here. So right now, the tiebreaker might be orange, then blue, then yellow. But as you can see, if this were to activate now, we have 1 yellow at 1.5 influence, and then 1 orange at 1 influence. So this would actually move up like that. Next, we have the sheriff's office. The person who controls this will move any number of aliens from any location to number 1. So let's just move this over here as an example. Say the blue person's winning over here and they want to win over here. They activate the sheriff's office. They're going to take all of the orange and pull it to the sheriff's office. And what's great is if this was in order, maybe and all powers got activated. Now, moving to number 2, we'll do the university. And so the blue person's winning over here. They're going to do the university. What that does is you take every single meeple that you had over here, so maybe they even had 2. You're going to move them to the 0th space. You can move them to town hall. And then you are going to put some type of cap on it. What is this? What is this cap thing? I don't quite know what this could mean. It's like this black cap with like a tassel. Need somebody with more influence to teach the game? Who are you? I just got back from university and I think I can teach you a thing or two about teaching this game. Yeah, that's right. I'm the one with the diploma. Wait, what? What's this? What's this say? Dear Taylor, we're pleased to have you participate in the commencement ceremony. Your diploma is not enclosed due to the following circumstances. Oh, no. This isn't it? Oh, no. Yeah, the paper and the hat specifically are kind of the most important parts, right? Yeah, it's kind of all about the hat and the paper. Yeah, none of the knowledge really matters. Okay, never mind. Alright, I'd see you. Yeah, sorry, can't help you without the hat, bud. Alright, run along. Yeah, I'm in town hall now. I can't really get back there. Alright, I'm just gonna get beamed up. Alright, good luck. Okay, alright. Back to our regular scheduled program. Okay, with that out of the way, yeah, you just put on a cap onto one of your aliens at the town hall. It could even be one that was staying there, so you can move over here. There was one left over. It doesn't quite matter, right? But now these are at 2 influence instead of 1. Next up is the shopping mall. So the person who activates here will be pulling a meeple out of the bag one at a time until they hit a mind control event. So maybe they pull out this green and they put the green over here, and then they pull out this purple. And so they could put the purple up here, but if they put the purple here, this will stop this pull event. You will do the mind control event, so yellow will get, 2 or whatever they want. The other one is just discarded. Oh, sorry, there's an orange person there. The orange person will get the second most, sorry. And then that will end that activation because it stops during or right after a mind control event. Next up is the news station. Super simple. You can, when you activate this, turn in any 3 humans for an emblem, or you could just take one from the bag. Next is the church. The church is take a human from any other player or from any of the focus groups anywhere on the board. The bus station up at the top here allows you to just move around any of your people. So let's say it's the blue person and they want to get some of these people out of it. They can just move any of their people to any other spot. Like I said, there's also some variant locations, but I'll leave you to find those out on your own. Alrighty, partner. That is just about my time here. Enjoy Silos. Hope you have a good time wrestling them cattle. Hey, before you go. Yeah? Are you an alien? Maybe.